Midnight Soul Serum. Hey, welcome back to Midnight Soul Serum with your host, Matt Black. The title of today's show is The Magic of Moldavite. I started working with crystals a few years ago. I had a big interest in them. And as my interest and knowledge grew, I learned about Moldavite. It's one of the most powerful things you can own. It's not a traditional crystal. It was formed by a meteorite impact in southern Germany that roughly occurred about 15 million years ago. And so it's a type of tektite and a gemstone. So the thing is this is one of the most powerful things you can actually own or have in your possession when it comes to crystals and gemstones. A lot of times people will tell you about the price of Moldavite, and that typically steers people away, or they'll make the mistake I did. So when I first started out, I went on eBay. Yes, the great eBay. I found tons of Moldavite, but the prices were nowhere near what people were saying. I was like, these people don't know what they're talking about. So yes, I did buy fake Moldavite. And I'm here to tell you, when you own real Moldavite versus fake Moldavite, you definitely will know the difference. I do encourage people to read up on things before they just dive headfirst into them, like I did with the Moldavite. For some people that are super sensitive to it, the transformation and the stone is so powerful. You may need to work your way into being able to wear it on your person. So, of course, being Mac Black, I didn't read that. I just read about all the transformation and powerful, wonderful things it was capable of. So I received a two-piece on my necklace. It's one piece now. There's a story behind that. I'll get into that later. And I'm also going to post pictures on the YouTube channel for Midnight Soul Serum. So I received this necklace, this genuine Moldavite, and I was actually custom fit into jewelry to be worn on a necklace. I didn't do my research. I dove headfirst in, and I thought, man, all this great stuff I've read about it, everything that's going to open up, all the things that's going to transform, I'm just going to start wearing it now. Now, when you first get this stone and you hold it in your hand, if it's genuine Moldavite, you will have a sensation. For some people, it's like a burning sensation. Some people, it's a vibration or a tingle, but you will definitely be able to feel it. So I get this Moldavite, I put it on, and I'm like, man, I can feel it, but at the same time, I'm not fully aware of everything that's happening. Dove head first, wore it every day, wore it to bed. And it took a minute for me to figure out, what was going on, why it was so hard for me to go to sleep. I'm sitting in my vehicle one day and I'm sitting here and I'm watching these, I would say they're entities, but I know they were people, but they weren't on the same plane that I was on. And I'm watching them literally walk back and forth by, minding their business, living their everyday life. And it was like, as if that wasn't enough, I started noticing things in the sky at nighttime that I never noticed before. So, things just started getting a little bit weird. I woke up twice with my necklace off and placed on the pillow next to me. When I say place, To undo my necklace, there's a clasp. You can't, it's not a big necklace that'll slip over my hair or my head or anything like that. So for it to be off and placed on the pillow next to me with the necklace, with the actual necklace closed with the clasp in it, was it was a little bit disturbing. I don't know, for whatever reason. It was like, I think something was trying to help me because there was too much going on. So when you get this stone and you ask for transformation, you have to be sincerely prepared for the transformation that's gonna take place in your life, because it's gonna happen. And Moldavite is not polite about it. It's like, it's gonna rip the Band-Aid off. It doesn't care how much it hurts you. But when I say the transformation is powerful, it's powerful. So, it removes the things that aren't for you. Some people don't grasp that concept. I was in a relationship that was, coming up on a year, basically, maybe a little bit over a year. But the thing about Moldavite is it didn't care about the length of your relationship. If that's not the relationship for you, if that's not the person for you, it will cause a disturbance frequency strong enough to remove that from you. And I won't lie, at that time when I felt that, it was like, it was painful the way it all came to an abrupt halt. Like, stop, that's it, done. It wasn't a long, drawn out process of calling, texting, messaging, none of it. It was like quick. And when I say quick, it was like short, sweet, to the point. Y'all are done. To the point to where she's bringing back keys, personal. Y'all are done. And it's like, you don't understand this energy at the time. And then later on, you're able to reflect back and you're like, oh, well, I did put this Moldavite on. I did want it to make a transformation in my life. And it does, and it will. So here I am 3 years later, and there's been a switch. Oh, before I go into that, I told you it used to be a 2-piece. It's a 1-piece now. So I wake up one night and my necklace is off. There's nobody there except for me and my fur kid. And my fur kid, he's actually in his kennel, sleep. He's not a skinwalker. I can attest to that. He's an actual whole dog. Anyways, I wake up. The necklace is in the bed next to me, straight with the clasp closed, and the Moldavite is now in 2 parts. So, the other part would have had to be soldered or welded back on to make it complete again. But I took that as a sign, as in, you just need the bigger piece. And so that's all I've been wearing since that night. Now, fast forward to 3 years. Other than to recharge my Moldavite, to cleanse it, to put it in the sun, even if I have to do a quick charge, like an hour or 2 hours in the freezer, and that's an actual thing. I need you guys to look that up. You can do that with some crystals in your freezer if you don't have the availability of the direct sunlight to cleanse your stone or recharge it. Everything can build up to a point, and it'll get to a point to where it either breaks or discharges. And you don't want to discharge them while it's on your person. Okay. So here we are 3 years later. If I take my Moldavite off when I jump in the shower, or if I'm doing something and I don't want to mess it up, I will not be able to sleep until I put it back on. That's how much of a part of me it has become. And it's to the point to where it's like, I went to sleep just the other night, I had taken it off for the shower. I'm laying there, and it's like, man, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I can't sleep. I think I'm drifting off, and all of a sudden, it just hits me like a ton of bricks. Like my eyes pop open, and it's just like I hear this other voice, and it's like, get your protection. And I'm like, man, okay. So, with Moldavite, there's some things you can do, like if any of you guys are into binaural beats or astral travel, tuning into your higher self or ascension, listening to quote unquote the God frequencies and things like that. Once you have your Moldavite and you do that correctly with earpieces in so you can get the full frequency or headphones on, and then you do that and you lay down, it is something that is simply amazing. I can't even put it into words. I know some of this to some of my listeners, the few I have, right, as we continue to grow. When I talk about crystals, people are sometimes put off by it. I'll get the Bible thrown at me, or I'll get like people talking about the occult or witchcraft or voodoo. I'll get those kind of things thrown at me. And what's amazing is how quickly people forget about things are said about certain gemstones and crystals, like how much weight you put on it. Because I guarantee you, you got people that don't think about their birthstones and how they wear this particular birthstone because of the month they were born in. But if you do the research on that stone for that month, their birthstone, and you see why it fits that zodiac sign, and you dig just a little bit deeper, and you find out about the properties of the crystal that is best for that sign and the attributes that it brings. Just like women, they're like, this crystal stuff, da, 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 da. So before you start beating down, people's beliefs and people's use of crystals, I encourage you to look at yourself and why is your diamond ring that you got married, why is it so important? And, before you say, well, the ring symbolizes this, yes. But have you ever done the research on why the diamond was used for that? I'm not going to give you the answer. I'm going to make you go do your own work, because that's what I need you to do before you start beating up other people about their beliefs and use of crystals. Also, you here comes your Bible thumpers. In the Bible, if you look up the story about Aaron's breastplate and the gemstones and what came with it and the power it wielded, and just stop. Because what are gemstones? It doesn't matter if it's an emerald or a ruby, it's still a crystal. So, we can go round and round all day. Gemstones are crystal. If he wore something that gave him such power or something that protected him in battle, think about it. Why would that apply back then but not apply today? So I just ask people that come to the show, keep an open mind. You don't have to agree with me. Yeah, you don't have to like me. You don't have to love me. I mean, trust me, that's never been a problem in life. So back to Moldavite, I do encourage you to look it up. I do encourage you to, for those of you that are interested in doing any type of work with crystals or wearing crystals, Moldavite's not a beginner stone. And I just hope that people realize that. I have a friend. I'm gonna go ahead and call her out. If you go on Facebook, She has a private group that you can, you can hit me up, Mac Black. I can invite you to the group, or you can go find this group and you can ask to join. It is a bitches sanctuary and creativity outlet. So the admin, the owner of this group, Jay Peary, I call her Jess. She likes for people to call her Jess because that's some of the nicest things she's been called. Anyways, she definitely does a lot of grid work. She has a lot of crystal background, a lot of crystal knowledge. You can find these stores wherever you are. Most of these stores that you go into, for me, it was a store called Nature's Treasures in Midwest City. Most of these stores that you go into, if you want knowledge, they have the literature. The salespeople are very helpful. They can ask you what it is you're hoping to achieve, what you're trying to do, and they can help guide you to the right crystals and stones for you. With that being said, there's a book for those of you who do go out and get Moldavite. There's a book, one of many, but one of the books that I got is called Moldavite Magic. I hope I don't butcher this name, but I'm just going to spell it. The first name is Baal. I'm going to assume that that's Baal. Cadmon, Kadmon. And it's about tapping into the stone of transformation using mantras. I'm going to be 100% honest. That's not everybody's cup of tea. But I would be, I just want to just share, like I said, a book that I found very interesting in working with this stone. There are numerous others. I haven't bought them yet. I do have a couple of books that I need to get from my previous living location over to this one to catch up, but I will in due time. So I will, like I said, on the YouTube channel, I will put pictures of the book so you know it's the right book. I will put pictures of my of my piece of jewelry that I currently wear, which it made me think about this. There is another group on Facebook that I belong to called Moldavite Talk. There's a member on there. She's admin, Oksana Smith. If you are looking to purchase genuine Moldavite, I recommend that you reach out to her if you are not able to find it at your local crystal place. I'm going to tell you about these crystal places that you go into to find Moldavite. Keep your mind open because you're going to find everything there. You're going to find, you might find incense, tarot cards, magic candles, magic oils, books on all types of subjects that you may not be comfortable with. However, these places usually tend to have the dark. I don't want to say dark. They have the tools for people that do shadow work. They have people, things for light work. It's just a smorgasbord of things to do. I don't want to say the occult because that's not all they deal with. And that's not like I said, that's not what everybody does that works with light energy or crystals or stones. So I'm not going to label people that way. I hope to soon, hopefully, have people that can, send me audio. If you want to set up and do a call, we can sit and we can talk and we can do an interview about, what you experience, what your experience is with not just Moldavite, but any crystals. And it may be something that you got passed down from your family, maybe, it just may be a family heirloom. You don't understand why this has been in your family for so many generations. You go in the shops and you notice people that have quartz and geodes and things like that. And, you may never even look at it or notice it. But that's what this show is for. Hey, we can discuss it. Like I said, I may not always be right. I may not know the answer, but I will look for the answer with you. So again, anybody who has anything, please, you can email pictures and audio to midnightsoulserum@gmail.com. We are also, you can also contact us on the YouTube channel, midnightsoulserum@youtube.com. Anything you want to talk about, like I said, that's from here to there. In the introduction, there's very few things that's off limits. Thank you for listening to the show, listening in. Thank you for spending time with me. I know you didn't have to listen to this. I know, maybe only 20 minutes out of your life. I know the shows will get longer. I know as my guests start to clear up their schedule and actually able to sit and talk to me like this, man, my brother, the good Reverend Tater, I'm waiting on him for this whole THC conversation, because now I've got other things. I got questions about, I'm not going to go into that. Different show. Hey, thank you for listening. Thanks for coming by. Until the next time, everybody be safe. And if you see something, try to record it. If you hear something or experience it and you can't record it, hey, that's okay too. We'll still just listen to your story and repeat your story for you on the show. Everybody have a good one. I'm Mac Black, Midnight Soul Serum. Midnight Soul Serum.